What's up, 8? What's up, Kyle? Welcome in, everybody. Hey, if you guys don't mind, in the Discord, I dropped the link to the Reddit post. If y'all could go give that an upvote, it would help tremendously. I don't believe you even have to have an account to do that. And of course, give us a heart and a retweet. Helps tremendously. We just got a ton of news. Trae Young's gonna play. Anunoby, that's for tomorrow. Karis LeVert, Yang, Man, they're not gonna play. So I like Giannis myself, but I am a bit worried he's not gonna play, and we may not get that news before lock. So it's tough. It's a tough way to navigate the slate, right? What's up, Shannon? But I'll tell you guys, this is gonna be one of those slates where we're gonna have to play into these blowouts. Cleveland's gonna blow out Washington. Toronto is gonna get blown out by OKC, and I'm playing into that today, guys. Crappy camera. Still haven't found my good camera. It's around here somewhere. But we're gonna have to play into these blowouts today. And I think we can. I've found some good values for us. Just giving everybody a minute to get in here. Giving everybody a minute to hop up in here. How'd everybody do last night? I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but Flexia got third place, won $750 over on DK. Strother really let him down. If he could have got a little more out of Strother, he would have won. Oh, you won in hockey? That's my man. That's what's up. Dwayne's in here. He said we're all here. Just giving everybody a couple minutes to get in. But if you are a little late, yeah, hit me with the questions off the bat, Dwayne. I'm gonna be playing big into the blowouts. The Miami-Brooklyn game, I only want one player max per team. I think Philly-Detroit's going a tad bit overlooked. What place did I reach today? What do you mean? What do you mean? Make sure you guys hit the like button too when you join. That helps a ton. What do you mean by what place did you reach, Dwayne? Are you fourth in the lobby? It looks like it. Looks like it, but we are up to 10 viewers, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. Got my cat with me. Alright. At point guard, I think SGA is fine today. I would be wary about blowout risk, but anytime you can get SGA at 6% owned, it is a bit enticing. I like SGA as a get different play. Most people are going to be playing Giannis if he plays today or Wemby, and I think SGA has a similar upside. And he's pretty much unowned. But you do really have to worry about blowout risk. Not much more to say about that one. We know Toronto's bad. Um, Kate Cunningham, he's probable. He should play. He's pulling 12% ownership. Kind of the similar situation to SGA. If you land on him to get different, totally okay with it. But I would prefer to try to find the extra cash to get the SGA tonight. Maxi's fine, but I think he is overpriced tonight. I won't be there. He's only pulling 5% ownership. Same thing I said about the other guys. If you land on him to get different, I don't mind it, but I do think he is overpriced. LaMelo against San Antonio. If he was not coming off injury, I would have interest here. The Hornets are a skeleton crew. LaMelo's gonna have to do everything tonight if his body can handle it. He was at shoot around this morning. We know LaMelo's got huge upside. Only pulling 12% ownership. I'm gonna have a couple shares. Trae Young, I think this projection's a little low for him. I really like Trae today. Probably my favorite higher priced point guard on today's slate. It's got the slate high total. Over under is 243. This team is pretty much going to be a skeleton crew. He's going to have to play the entire game. He's pulling 17% ownership, and Milwaukee ranks 24th against the point guard. And Trae has just been on his game lately. 64, 43, and 46 fantasy points. I think this is a great spot for him. I will have a lot of Trae. Bear with me, guys. I've been sick. It's hard to talk. De'Aaron Fox, I don't mind him. The matchup against Charlotte's a good one, but I don't like the $9,300 price tag. I know he balled in his first game with San Antonio. 58 fantasy points in 37 minutes against a weak Atlanta team, and I would say Charlotte's an even better matchup. But before that, he was very mediocre. I'm still taking the wait and see approach on De'Aaron Fox myself. If you play him, I get it, but I'm not there. Really like Dame today, with or without Giannis, but if Giannis is out and we get that news, Dame becomes a lock for me. He just played Charlotte, dropped 56 fantasy points. Giannis was out. Of course, that screwed a lot of people because he was listed out after the game started. But Dame, even if Giannis is in, I think he's an absolutely fine play. Only pulling 8% ownership as well. Donovan Mitchell. This one's intriguing to me. I think Mitchell is priced where he should be. I think this matchup is just absolutely insane. But I think his ownership's insane. 38%. I'm going to cut it in half, personally. I love the matchup, and I love the play for Donovan Mitchell today. But I think this game is going to get out of hand, and it's going to get out of hand quickly. You have arguably the best team in the NBA. Some people say OKC. I mean, you can argue it all you want, but taking on one of the worst. No, the worst team in the NBA. I think this one's over by the end of the first quarter, and the first one to preach, you can't predict a blowout, but man, this one's going to get nasty quick. I think the upside here for Mitchell is huge, but I also think it's a real possibility he doesn't touch the floor in the fourth quarter. So I will have Spida, but at his 38% ownership, I want to be around 15%. Tyler Hero, I have no interest. Almost zero interest in this game. I do like a backup for the Heat. We'll talk about in a little bit. Darius Garland, literally everything I said about Donovan Mitchell. Godly matchup. I'm going to have some. He's 15% owned. I'm going to cut that ownership in half and try to be around 7% myself. Dyson Daniels, I think he's fine today. Only pulling 7% ownership, I think he is really being overlooked. He's become a pretty pivotal part of this offense over the last 2 games. 54 and 43 fantasy points, and we know what kind of upside he brings with his defensive game. Really like Dyson today. I think Jordan Poole is fine. I'm not going to be near the 32% owned he is, according to LineStar. Yet again, cutting it in half, give me about 15% Jordan Poole. I personally like Bilal Calabi more than Poole on this slate. Have no interest in D'Lo. Chris Paul's just the kind of guy, if he's fallen into my lineup as last guy in, I'm okay with it. Emmanuel Quickly, first game back from, well, not first game back. It's first game back from his last missed game, which he's missed a lot this year. I can't pay 6K for Quickly going against the Thunder. Like, probably not even going to be in my player pool. Stephon Castle, no interest. Terry Rozier, no interest. One of my favorite plays on the slate is right here. Ty Jerome. Love this guy today. No Karis LeVert. No Niang. Jerome is the backup in what should be a huge blowout today. I think it's a very real possibility. Ty Jerome sees high 20s minutes, and he is a fantastic producer when he gets the minutes. Over his last 5 games, 1.14 fantasy points per minute. Over his last 20, 1.10. I think the sky's the ceiling for Ty Jerome today. He will be a core piece for me. Zero interest in KJ Simpson at 5K. Even if LaMelo was setting this game out, I don't think I can pay 5K for KJ. Kitty, could you please get down? Thank you. Malcolm Brogdon, I don't mind him in some 150 maxes. That's all I would want from him, though. Bub Carrington, very intriguing, though. If anyone on this team is quote-unquote blowout proof, I feel like it's Bub Carrington. He's going to see 30-plus minutes easily today, and I really like him. Really like him. He has a very low floor, though, mind you. But he has a decent ceiling at only 4,500. No interest in Sasser. Jamal Sheed's a fine value play. Don't mind him today. Then really no interest in anyone else through here. Moved over to the 2-guard. Talked about a lot of these guys already. All the way down to Kelly Oubre. Kelly's been balling lately. If he falls into my lineup, hit Opto, and he falls into it, I'm fine with it. But I'm not actively targeting Kelly Oubre. Devin Vassell, he is intriguing today. I don't mind Vassell as a get different piece. He's only pulling 8% ownership. No, I have no interest in Castle today. No interest in Castle. But I do like Vassell. Only pulling 8% ownership. Like Vassell a lot. Bilal Calabi. I really like Bilal Calabi today. He's pulling 23% ownership. The matchup's tough. He should get plenty of run. And if for some reason they're able to keep this game close, it's going to be because of Calabi. But I would not want to play Poole and Calabi together. Keon Johnson's pretty much the only net that I will even consider in my lineups today. Asar Thompson is intriguing. You guys know my stance on Asar. Listen, if he gets the minutes, his upside is huge. But it's always about the minutes with him. Now, there may have been an update, and I haven't seen it. But the last I seen, Tobias Harris was questionable. I think it might have been upgraded to probable. Let's see if we can find anything on him. No. If Tobias misses, I love Asar, but if Tobias plays, I still like Asar, but I'm not going out of my way to get him. No interest in Castle, no interest in Rozier. This game's going to be over before halftime, I believe. If you want to punt on Max Strus, I don't mind it. Malik Beasley, questionable. If he plays, I don't mind him. Nick Smith, I think, is kind of getting overlooked. Only pulling, what is that? Okay, never mind. I was looking at the wrong number. He's pulling 16% ownership. I want to be just below that, maybe around 12, 13%. But I like Nick Smith today. Just a solid value piece I feel like I can rely on. Vic Krejci, kind of a last guy in type. No interest in Jaquez, no interest in Dort really, but if he falls into my lineup, I'll live with it. I don't believe Dalton Connect's going to be playing this game. Even if he is, I have no interest. Grady Dick's fine. I got a lot of him when I run my first lineups, but he is pulling 24% ownership. Don't mind him today. Never want to play Tim Hardaway. No interest in Duncan Robinson. No interest in Quentin Grimes. As much as I hate on Agbaji, I don't mind him today. If this game is a blowout, he should get plenty of minutes. So, really just a MME play for me, but not interested in Council, Green, Gary Trent. If Gary Trent starts, he'll find his way into some MME lines for me. Isaiah Joe, I think, is fine. Should get extra run with a blowout. Jacoby Walter looks great. Happy to play Walter. I believe the last 2 games he started for RJ Barrett. And he's going to get minutes. Should be a blowout. He is pulling 24% ownership, though. But at 4,100, he really opens up your lineup. And he's a solid value piece. Julian Champagnie, I'm not excited about rostering Champagnie, but it's just a last guy in type. If you have to have it, one more player, and you only have $3,900, Champagnie is that guy for me. Small forward. Scotty Barnes, I'm not there today taking on the tough Thunder defense. It's Scotty Barnes, though. He's a great basketball player. If he winds up in your lineup, I get it. But he's pulling 19% ownership right now, taking on the Thunder. I don't want to be on that side of that. No interest in Miles Bridges. Jalen Williams, a bit intriguing to me. He's only pulling 6% ownership, but I think his upside's huge here. As long as he gets the minutes, his upside's huge. He only played 26 minutes in his stint back from injury, his last game. Believe he gets more today, especially if this game is somewhat closer than the books are making it out to be, because they're predicting it to be a pretty bad blowout. But I do like J. Will today. Not interested in Paul George. I think there is definitely something wrong with that finger. He shot 3 for 11 in 32 minutes against Miami in his last game. I want to see his shooting improved. Make sure that finger's healthy before I'm rostering Paul George again. $6,600 for Tobias Harris feels super expensive, but he, in 4 of his last 5 games, he's exceeded value on it. I'm probably not going to be rostering Tobias, but if he falls into your lineup, I wouldn't worry about it. No interest in Kyle Kuzma. I'm not even sure if he is going to be suiting up for this one. Even if he does, I have 0 interest. No interest in Cam Johnson. I don't mind Zachary Risher in a 150 max, but I will not have him in a single entry. No interest in Jalen Wilson or Jaime Jaquez. Aaron Wiggins, just a 150 max option. Harrison Barnes, 150 max. Keyshawn George, I don't like his price of 4,600, but this team should get blown out, and they don't have a lot of bodies, so he should get solid minutes today. So I don't mind Keyshawn George falling into a couple of my lineups today. He is pulling 25% ownership, though. Corey Kispert, kind of the same thing as Keyshawn George. And Kispert has a solid upside when he gets a minute and his shot's falling. Oh my God, I didn't know Theo Vaughn done a podcast with Antonio Brown. I've got to see that now. Theo Vaughn is my favorite comedian, bro. He is my favorite. Uh, no interest in Tucson. No interest in Caruso. Torian Prince, definitely playable. That's right, Machine. Let them know. Hit that like button. Helps tremendously, guys. I'm never excited about playing Torian Prince, but he gets minutes. So, yet again, if you need one last guy at small forward, you only have 4,100, don't mind Prince. And not interested in anyone else down through here. Power forward. I like Wimby today. Wimby pulling 17% ownership. Charlotte doesn't really have a center. They have Taj Gibson and they have Diabate. Neither one of those guys can body up Wimby. Wimby should easily have 4+ blocks today. I think Wimby's getting overshadowed by Giannis today and Donovan Mitchell. I'm going to be heavy on Wimby today. Really like him. The matchup against Charlotte, happy to play him. Giannis, love this matchup. I want to play all the Giannis I can if he plays. If he plays. Woo! That's going to be the scary part of tonight's slate, boys. We want that news before lock. We may not get it before lock. We may not. And if we don't, you really have no one to pivot to. You really don't. That is the scariest part of it all. I'm going to be risking it. I'm going to be rostering Giannis tonight, and it scares the shit out of me. If we do get news he's not playing, pivot to all the Damian Lillard you can, boys. We want the Dame, we want the Portis if he isn't playing. I think he plays, though. LaMelo, Wimby, and Joel. That is a crazy lineup machine. Evan Mobley. I really like Mobley and Allen today. Let me tell you why. Garland and Mitchell are pulling most of the ownership from the Cavs. What if they beat them in the paint? Mobley and Allen are beast. I prefer Mobley, but I mean, if I can't get to him in a lineup, I will settle on Jared Allen. Just last game against Detroit, Mobley dropped 61 fantasy points. Washington doesn't have an interior. Rashawn Holmes, midday downgrade with an illness. Joe Val shipped off. Sarr, he's out. Kuzma, shipped off. Tristan Vucevic is going to be the only center they have today if Holmes doesn't suit up, which I do not think he will. Mobley and Allen should be able to feast today. I just think everyone's looking at the guards and looking at the stats that say, oh, Washington's terrible against guards, which they are. But nobody's looking at the fact that they have no interior defense. Sign me up for all the Mobley and Allen today that I can handle. This game should be over by halftime. Really hoping that they meet value before it gets too far out of hand they're not playing. Really, really like Mobley and Allen today. Not really interested in Bam today. I like Okongwu today. Don't like his $7,100 price tag, but I think he's gonna have to play big minutes. Oh, I just read your comment, Dwayne. Bobby Portis, I will have none of unless Giannis misses the game, in which we load up on Bobby P. Not interested in Cam Johnson, not interested in Yaba Sule. Jovic, I like a lot. I think Jovic is getting overlooked. He's only pulling 5% ownership. He plays 30 plus minutes off the bench. He plays 30 plus minutes off the bench, and I fully expect him to have to do the same today. I hate the game environment here. Low total, slow teams, but Jovic should have to play 30 plus. Wiggins isn't ready to play, and everyone else that they traded for, Jovic should get the minutes today, and he is a beast when he gets the minutes. Really, really like Jovic. He's going to be a core piece for me. No Giannis, he has a risk. He may start. Yeah. Screwed a lot of people with that. We got news. It's all for tomorrow. So, not even gonna get into that. Not interested in Sohan or Wilson or Barnes. Keyshawn George, definitely in play. Kellen Johnson, not interested in. Larry Nance in a 150 max is the only interest I have. What do you mean, machine? No interest in Justin Edwards, no interest in Isaiah Stewart, and you're gonna want one of these two guys tonight. Which one? Well, flip a coin. Chris Buescher and Jonathan Mogbo. They're gonna be two value pieces that they're grading out great, guys. At 20 minutes, they're grading out great. When I gave Buescher 23 minutes, he was popping off the board as the best value on the entire slate. Buescher pulling 10% ownership, Mogbo pulling 25%. I would not play these guys together, but I would want one of them in pretty much every lineup I have tonight. I think Mogbo's safer. I think Buescher has a higher upside. So pick which one you want to roll with, and I would roll with one of them tonight. Not interested in any of these guys down here. I will say Tijani, GPP 150 max play though. And center. Oh, center. That's a rough one for me today. Whew. Embiid is not 8K no more. He's up to 10.6. I got way more Embiid when I ran my sim or my opto than I wanted. Way more than I wanted. I don't trust Embiid. I never trust Embiid. But the matchup is a good one. Duran's gonna foul him. Man, Joel looks good today. But I hate playing Joel Embiid. If he is in your lineup, I would be, happy about it because he has huge upside, but a little bit worried too. Oh, I got you, machine. I got you. Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein. I'm going to stay away from this whole deal until we figure out kind of how they're going to roster this. I'm going to be honest. If it was me as the coach, I would put Chet at center, Hartenstein at the 4, and hey, looks good to me. But I'm just going to fade both of them today. Wait and see how they rock it. He could be machine, or he could be laughing because he knows that in his head he's going to step on the floor and sprain his toe and be out for 2 months. Jalen Duren, I'm not interested in today. Khalil Ware, he's grading out very well. I don't mind Ware winding up in my lineups today, but not a guy I'm actively targeting. No interest in Claxton, no interest in Lopez. I think Diabate looks really good. As long as Diabate stays out of foul trouble, he should easily smash value at this price. Really don't mind Diabate in my lineups today. No interest in Sharp. Rashawn Holmes, if he plays, I don't mind him, but I would just much rather, even if Rashawn Holmes plays, much rather play Tristan Vucevic. I think the game's going to get out of hand quickly. They're going to pull their starters, and Vucevic should get plenty of run tonight. And not interested in any of the guys that we haven't talked about, all the way down to Tristan Vucevic, who you guys know I hate coring centers, but I can't get away from Vucevic tonight. I love Tristan Vucevic. Last game he played 19 minutes, put up 20 fantasy points. I expect north of 23 minutes today. Should be able to get all the minutes he wants. Really, really like Vucevic. He may be. He may be. Okay, we got some news here, boys. LaMelo is available to play. Josh Green was ruled out. Andre Drummond's now questionable. That doesn't bother us. And Dalton Knecht and Yusuf Nurkic will not make their debut. I did not think they would. That's why when I talked about the centers for Charlotte, I just mentioned Diabate and Gibson, but got to give our core now. My first core piece is going to be at center. Hate giving you guys a center for a core piece, but I really love this guy today. Tristan Vukovic. Vukovic, not Vucevic. Vukovic. I'm pretty sure I just called him a bitch. I'm sorry. Next up, Ty Jerome. I love the upside for Ty today. Trying to decide. Yeah, Walter, Jacoby Walter at the 2 guard. I assume he's still starting for Barrett. So, and then last 2 pieces. Trying to decide if I want to give you Giannis or Wemby. Oh man, I love them both. I really do. It's so I'll tell you, one of the core pieces is going to be Mogbo or Boucher, your choice. Mogbo or Boucher. The last core piece is going to be Giannis, and we're just going to hope and pray that he plays. So that's the core: Ty Jerome, Jacoby Walter, Jonathan Mogbo, or Chris Boucher, Giannis, and Vukovic. Try it and see what we get while I post this in the Discord. If you guys aren't members in our Discord, it's completely free, linked in the chat and down below in the description. You can always reach me in there. After the slate locks, the show's gone off, we get some crazy news, I'll let you know, and you can ask me any questions you have in there about how to adjust your lineup to the news that we get. And what's going on here? My Discord's going crazy. Oh, I didn't have my numbers lock on, that's why. There we go, posted. Let's see what kind of lineups we're getting. Well, I definitely do not want this first lineup where I'm getting Mitchell and Garland together with Ty Jerome. The second one's more stomachable. You know, a lot of Kelly. Okay, I like this one. Default 4 the best. I think that's probably my favorite one so far. So you're still getting Donovan Mitchell, whom I want to be about half that ownership on. But if I'm rocking a single entry, I don't mind that at all. Don't mind that at all. Excuse me. Cade, SGA, Embiid line loading. I want to see how you make that happen, 8. I want to see how you make that happen. Let's go over to DK. Sorry, was replying to somebody in the chat. Discord chat, that is. Alright, Bob Carrington, 3,300. He's going to be my first lock over on DK. I just can't get away from a $3,300 player that I'm 99% certain is going to play 30 plus minutes. I think Keon Johnson is fine. Also, Ty Jerome over on DK looks just as good. Just as good, guys. Bob Carrington, Ty Jerome, they're my first 2 core pieces on DK. I can't get away from them. Donovan Mitchell, A600, kind of the same song and dance as FanDuel. He's pulling 26% ownership. I want to cut that in half. Dame at only 8,700, very happy to get there. If you don't want to eat the Mitchell chalk, I would say play Damian Lillard at only 8,700, with or without Giannis today. Of course, he gets a bump if Giannis is out, but I think even with Giannis in, 8,700 is very cheap for Dame time. Jamal Sheed at 3,500. He's a respectable value piece today. Garland at 8K. I think he's priced where he should be. Jordan Poole 6,800. It feels cheap, but I am super afraid of blowout in this one, and he's pulling 17% ownership. SGA and Cade, I mean, they're both fine today over on DK, pulling 13 and 7% ownership. Really like Dyson Daniels over on DK. I think he's going overlooked at only 3% ownership. Have no interest in Terry Rozier. I do like Trae Young. De'Aaron Fox feels cheap, but I'm still taking that wait and see approach. No interest in D'Lo or Hero or Maxey or Quickly or Scotty B. Pretty much anyone below here I'm not that interested in. Even LaMelo, I just don't like his price over on DK. The 2 guard, Bilal Calabi looks great. I liked him at 6K on FanDuel. Of course, I'm going to like him at 5,500 on DK. Really happy to get to him. Jacoby Walter was a core piece on FanDuel. I love him just as much over on DK where he's 4K. Grady Dick at 4,300 looks solid. Do not mind that at all. Julian Champagnie 3,500. Just a last guy in value piece if you can't find anything else cheaper. And just moving down the line here, not much else sticking out. I think Corey Kispert's intriguing. Nick Smith Jr. 5,100, a little high for him. Small forward, Agbaji 3,300. Looks really, really good. Like I said, if this game blows out, he should be able to get plenty of run today. I never like rostering Agbaji, but if it blows out, he's going to get a lot of run. And 3,300 is just super cheap for him. Happy to play Agbaji today. Asar Thompson, only 4,500. If Harris were to miss this game, people are going to look back and say, how is he 4,500? I like him even if Harris plays at this price. Really happy to roster Thompson today. Jalen Tyson, stone minimum 3K. I really don't mind him. Really don't. Keyshawn George, 3,800. Really like him there. Quentin Grimes will make his Sixers debut. Still have no interest. Moving over to power forward. Mogbo, Busher, they both look great, but I gotta give it to Mogbo because he's $300 cheaper, and I feel like he is safer today. And I gotta shout out to Johnny Saliun, or however you say it. He's the bare minimum price, 3K. He should get run today. Just an easy play. Easy play. You love Craig Porter. I knew you would. I knew you would. Nikola Jovic, I like him over on FanDuel, like him on DK, happy to play him. Bobby Portis, I don't mind. Still really like Mobley. Really like Champagnie at 3,100. Really like Giannis. Moving over to center, Vukovic is a lock for me over here as well. He's the below minimum price. I like the guy on FanDuel, and he was more expensive. I'm going to like him on DK when he's the stone minimum price. Diabate looks solid at 4,300. Rashawn Holmes is fine if you want to rock him, but I would rather go Vukovic. Yeah, I really like Jovic today. Really do. He almost made the core. Jared Allen looks great at only 6,400. Okongwu looks fine, but I would prefer to find an extra $100 to get to Jared Allen. Embiid at 10K, definitely in play. Wemby, definitely in play. A lot of solid options here at center. My last core piece is going to be Jonathan Mogbo at power forward, so that is what our DK core is. Ty Jerome, Bub Carrington, Jonathan Mogbo, and Tristan Vukovic. Gonna run that, post it in the Discord. That way anyone that is not able to watch the show can get the core. And that is posted. Let's see what we're getting now. Looks like we're getting a lot of Giannis and a lot of Embiid. This first lineup's it. This is it. Stars and Scrubs type, let's rock it. Ty Jerome, Bub Carrington, Agbaji, Mogbo, Vuk, and then you got SGA, Giannis, and Embiid. All three guys who can drop 80 fantasy points. Now, I'm not saying they're going to, but they all got that upside. Love what we're cooking here. Oh, and if you want to go just a little bit more crazy, how about the second one? In addition to the core, you get Asar Thompson, Spida, Giannis, and Wemby. I'm here for it. I am here for it, gentlemen. Alright, guys, it's that part of the show where I'm just a free resource for you. If you have questions, that is what I'm here for. Work on your lineups, leave me up in the background. If you have any questions about the slate, who to pick, anything, let me know. That is why I'm here. I want to help you guys win some money. This entire Mogbo Chris Boucher situation, I know one of them is going to do well. I just wish I was able to know for sure which one it would be. Who benefits from more from each other, Wimby or Fox? I think they complement each other perfectly. I think Wimby's gonna take more pressure off Fox because defenders are going to have to shade down towards the paint where Wimby is instead of crowding the 3-point line where Fox is. But I also think people underrate Fox's assist game. I think he's going to be able to assist Wimby. I wouldn't say better than Chris Paul, but when you have him and Chris Paul out there together, I mean, that's just two elite assisting guards that can get the ball in the paint for him. So I think Fox is going to benefit Wimby more, personally, but I think they're going to help each other. Whoa! Giannis has been ruled out. Ruled out. Kuzma and Jericho Sims are available to play, but Giannis ruled out, gentlemen. I'm letting everyone know in the chat. So we're going to revisit our FanDuel core because we had Giannis in it. We're just going to make one simple substitution. We're going to sub Dame for Giannis. That's all we're doing. Love Dame now. And I still like Bobby Portis, guys. But I want you guys to understand Kyle Kuzma is like the Dollar General version of Bobby Portis. And I feel like Kuzma could cut into Portis's minutes today. What's up, Elite? Yo, I forgot to, it wasn't you. D'Lo sneaky? No, he's not. Not with Ben Simmons playing. Not in that low total game. I am not playing some D'Lo today. So let's see what we're getting now. Do not like how we're getting builds now. Getting a lot of Scotty Barnes. A lot of Scotty Barnes. Yeah, give me something like this where I can get Wimby. Give me something like that. Let me take Vuk out, but I still like him, so let's see what we get now. Just a depressed Rockets fan here? Why are you depressed? You're one of the best teams in the league, bro. I didn't know Ben was out. Last I seen, Ben was in. Oh, yeah, it changed. He is out. I did not know that. Yes, that is exactly right, Machine. I don't like Kuzma. I'm not going to be playing Kuzma, but I just want people to understand that Kuzma being there could affect our boy Portis. He could cut into his minutes. Now, I still love Portis. I'm going to be playing Portis. Do not get it wrong. But I just wanted people to be cognizant of that it's going to cut into his minutes. Shannon, I see you. I don't mind that at all. Let's see, we got more news here. Pat Connaughton ruled out. Brook Lopez is available to play. Dame's available to play. Lou Dort ruled out. I was not expecting that. Was not expecting Dort to be ruled out. What's up, Judy? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Make sure you guys hit the like button. It helps tremendously, gentlemen. Man, I just got too much damn money on DK now. I don't even know. Isaiah Joe's gonna look better with Lou Dort out, but damn, I don't even know who to move off of because our core is so cheap over on DK. I'm just gonna have 1,300 left over on DK. That's all I can do about it. Lillard, Carrington, Collaby, Mogbo, Vuk, SGA, Portis, Embiid. Don't mind that at all, Kyle. I think that looks really good. Uh, y'all are still one of the best teams in the NBA, bro. You're gonna be winning. You're gonna be winning. I think you were far too focused on that Miami Brooklyn game 8. You've talked about Jovic. Oh, you talking about Aaron Wiggins? Okay. I hope you're talking about Aaron Wiggins at least. Isn't Karma Q? What do you mean, Potent? I don't know what you mean there, buddy. If you're talking about Kuzma, no, he just got ruled in. He's good to go. They're gonna play him. It's Dame time, gentlemen. Jesus Christ. I just run one in the background. I got 86% Bobby Portis. Woo! Now Kuzma is rolled in, buddy. He is rolled in. We just got that news actually, like I'll show you here. Right here. Kyle Kuzma and Jericho Sims available to make Bucks debut. Let's look at some ownerships, because Dame's about to shoot through the roof. It hasn't updated yet. I'll refresh it in a minute. Let's see, what do we get here? Donovan Mitchell is available to play, so just a heads up. Avoid Bucks? Not at all. No, not at all, Chudy. I would want to be on the Damian Lillard Bobby Portis train. LaMelo pulling 20% ownership. I mean, I think that's about right for a player of his caliber. Wemby or Embiid on DK? It's very close. I truly love them both. Let's look at them straight up. Wemby's projected better. For me, it probably would be Wemby. Yeah, it would be Wemby. Thoughts on who might win the 3-point contest? Believe it or not, I like Cade Cunningham. I know that sounds crazy, but I do. I like Cade. Why the hell am I getting Dominic Barlow? Does Kuzma play now? No, I would not play Kyle Kuzma. Yeah, I'm not playing Kyle Kuzma, no. I'm getting 90% Bobby Portis. I'm gonna lower it to 80%, but I still love the guy, and I'm getting 72% Dame. I'm lowering it, but I still love him. Getting a lot of Dyson Daniels. I'm okay with it. Not as much Ty Jerome as I want. I've got to boost that some. $6,100 DK util. Let's see here. Probably, yeah, without a doubt, not even close. Bobby Portis. If you already have Portis, I would say below Calabi, but it's Bobby Portis by a mile. You already have. Then for me, it's Jovic. Yeah, it would be Jovic for me. I really like Nikola Jovic today, and I think he's getting very overlooked. I haven't heard anything about Jared Butler, but even if Jared is available, I'm not playing him. I know I've seen something pop up about him earlier, but I didn't read it. I know Quentin Grimes is available, but I mean, even if Jared Butler is available, I'm not playing Jared Butler. You already have Jovic too. Damn, son. I think Diabate would be who I would turn to then. Musa Diabate. And I mean, I know he's a lot cheaper than their 6K tag, but it's him or Khalil Ware, and I don't necessarily want Ware and Jovic together. Kevin Love is available to play. Jovic is available to play. Highsmith available to play. Justin Champagny listed out. Rashawn Holmes is available to play. Malcolm Brogdon out. Um, Hornets starting Ball, Smith Jr., Jeffries, Bridges, and Diabate. Daquan Jeffries getting the start. I think Daquan Jeffries is definitely viable now. Definitely viable now. Not a guy I'm rearranging my lineups to get to, guys. I'm just saying he's a solid value piece if you land on him. Cavs starting Garland, Mitchell, Struess, Mobley, Allen. Yabasule ruled out. So I like Embiid more now with Yabasule out, and Drummond is questionable as well. Who we spinning up for? Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard. That is our spin up today. I like Wemby today. I like Wemby today, brother. Man, with all this news, I'm getting more and more Embiid, guys. Like, I'm doing my lineups in the background, but Embiid looking a lot more solid than he was. For reference, I got 33% of Embiid. 33%. Isaiah Joe is definitely viable now, buddy. Now that we know that, Dort is out, Isaiah Joe absolutely viable, pal. $6,100 two guard on DK, not named Colaby. Your options kind of suck. I like Bub Carrington. He's probably my favorite. You probably already have him though. But he's, I mean, half that price. It'd be Keon Johnson or Max Strus for me. One of those two. Either one I think is fine. But I think your best play is Bub Carrington, and then just spending that money on another position. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the sub button. We do these shows every single day. I just want to help you guys win some money, that's all. If you have a question, that is what I'm here for. It's what I'm here for. I'm not on Craig Porter, but Tyson, I can definitely play power. And I love Ty Jerome today. Ty Jerome is like my favorite play today, CW. Yeah, Caruso will get a bump, but I much prefer Wiggins and Joe to Caruso. Much prefer Wiggins and Caruso. Lillard, Portos, Keontae George, Bub, Wimby, Mogbo. I mean, that looks okay, Judy. It's very contrarian, though. We got news. It's all for tomorrow. CW, I like Boucher and I like Mogbo. I like them both. I do not want to play them both together, though. But I do like both of those guys. So I'm not on Rashawn Holmes Jones. I think you can play him if you want to, but I'm much more intrigued. One of my favorite players on the slate, Tristan Vukovic, his backup. Uh, Holmes was a midday downgrade with an illness, and I mean, if he has an illness, I don't think he's going to be 100%. Vukovic got 19 minutes in their last game. That game was not a blowout. This game is more than likely going to be a blowout, brother. And I think Vukovic, holy crap, gets a ton of minutes in this game. My favorite contrarian play, honestly. No, Seth Curry's not viable. I would not play Seth Curry if my life depended on it today. He's projected for 9.53 fantasy points. Definitely not viable. But I do like Daquan Jones starting now, buddy, at small forward. Let's look at some updated ownerships. Bobby Portis, Dame, both of them shot up the board. Um, I'm okay with it. Portis and Dame probably going to be, and Ty Jerome going to be my three most owned players. And I'm alright with it. I don't want any Tobias. I never trust that dude. Never trust him. I like Mogbo Jones. I like Mogbo. And like Power said, I like Daquan Jeffries. Busher or Mogbo, I think you're going to want one of those two guys in your lineups today. Um, but I would not want to play them together. Uh, Andre Drummond will play today. Yeah. Spurs starting Paul, Fox, Vassell, Barnes, Wimby. Kind of who we thought they were going to start. And if you have to play Harrison Barnes, he's like your last guy in. Don't mind it. Don't mind it. Yeah, pretty much power. I still like Embiid quite a bit. That scares the shit out of me to say, but I do. Kispert or George? I really like them both new beginnings. I think Corey Kispert has a higher upside, but George is a little safer. So it's really what you need in your lineup. If you need the upside, I would go Kispert. If you feel like you have other pieces in your lineup that are going to provide that to you, and you need a little bit of a safer pick, I would go George. Cade or Trey? I really like Trey today. I think he's going overlooked. So it would be Trey for me. I do not want any Terry Rozier today. Personally, I do not want any. I will have all the Ty Jerome. What site, CW? FanDuel or DK? I see what you done there, Judy. On DK, small forward. Small forward kind of sucks today, but my favorite play there would be Bilal Calabi. It'd be Bilal Calabi. Yo, heads up, Cade Cunningham, not seen going through usual pregame warm-ups. We just got news on that. Looks like he may be uncertain to play, boys. Yeah, Marcus Sassy or Pivot would be elite. I would recommend getting to some Sassier, but also got to take it with a grain of salt, right? Some of these things we have to take with a grain of salt. Wizards starting pool: Bub Carrington, Collaby, George Holmes. So George pulling the start. I like George. We don't know if Cade's out for sure, but sure looking like that. No, I would not play Kuzma tonight. Zachary Risher is just an okay play. Just okay. I can almost guarantee you he will be, Kyle. Alfred Payton available to make Hornets debut Friday. Who knew Alfred Payton was still playing basketball? Got any questions? Get them in. I'm about to have to leave. Gotta go take my daughter to get fitted for her softball uniform. Yeah, right? If old Alpha's still around. That's right, dad duty. It's the most important, right, guys? So I hope Cade is not playing because I got 45% of Marcus Sassier now. He shouldn't be in the pool. He has no reason to be playing. Alright, guys. With that said, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button before you get out of here. We do these shows every single day. And if you want to join our Discord, it is linked in the chat and down below in the description. I can always help you out in there with any late swap news we get. You're welcome to at me at any time, and I can help you in your lineup building process. Well, with that, good luck, everyone. I'm out of here. We'll see you later.